Hello, dear Internet. I am some guy, and this is Thanos of Titan. One of the premier supervillains in all comics, and considerably my favorite comic book character. This is the first image of him I can ever recall seeing, but it wouldn't be the last. I've seen him featured on the countless pages of comics, in cartoons, and even the boss on a favorite video game of mine. I have always found him to be an intriguing character. He appeals to many facets of my own personal interests. He has the physique of a bodybuilder, the intelligence of an incandescently brilliant genius, the eloquence of a poet, the strength of a behemoth, the ingenuity of an inventor, the imagination of a child, and the charisma of a despot with an insatiable appetite for power. He has fought and bested some of the most powerful characters in all of comics, including but not limited to Mephisto, Thor, Galactus, Darkseid, the Silver Surfer, the Tyrant, and of course, the Avengers. To see a movie featuring him, needless to say, would be a dream come true, only if done correctly. If not, it would be a nightmare not worthy of Thanos of Titan. In 1978, Superman was released by Warner Brothers, and for me it marked the beginning of Hollywood making serious films inspired by comic books, portrayed by fine acting, good storytelling, and big budgets. Warner Brothers would release Batman over a decade later in 1989. The next years would see scores of superhero movies come out with varying levels of critical and commercial success. Some were okay, others not so good. There were some in the middle. More than a few were terrible, and maybe one was phenomenal. All the while, deep in the recesses of my mind, I thought, surely they could never have Thanos featured in a movie that would do his character justice and be about none other than Infinity War, an all-time favorite comic book story arc, rivaled only by the death of Superman. More on that in another video. In 2008, Marvel released Iron Man and began the Marvel Cinematic Universe. It was then that the realistic possibility of seeing Thanos portrayed in a big-budget movie first came to mind. But would it ever come to fruition? The next few years saw the release of Thor and Captain America. I couldn't help but think that Marvel was building up to something big. Then the Avengers came out, a comic book geek's wet dream, bringing the cinematic universe together, featuring more big names than any other superhero movie ever made. I was among the first to see it in theaters. I knew there'd be an end credits scene. I avoided social media for fear of being spoiled. And then I beheld him. I saw the Mad Titan on the big screen, revealing that indeed he would be a villain in the next coming films, bringing to fruition a lifelong dream to see Thanos in a big-budget Hollywood movie. I could scarcely believe it. Hollywood had proposed to make certain films in the past only to recant. Perhaps this would be the case here. Then there was the realistic possibility of the movie being made poorly, which would be a travesty. His appearance in Guardians of the Galaxy helped allay most of that fear. He spoke, was eloquent, regal, and imposing. This was the portrayal of the Mad Titan that I'd always hoped for. I knew Infinity War would be coming out in 2018. If I was to die before then, among my greatest regrets would be not seeing that movie. With the visual and critical success of Doctor Strange to follow, I could no longer prevent myself from believing that Infinity War would be nothing short of epic. Upon seeing Black Panther released on the eve of Infinity War, I no longer had any doubts. Infinity War. What a spectacle. I believe Thanos was done right. I had mixed feelings upon learning that Josh Brolin would be the actor portraying him. My feelings were improved when I saw the trailer, and when I viewed the movie on April 26, 2018, I was elated. Infinity War. Instantly one of my favorite movies. I've seen it twice already and wouldn't mind seeing it again, and it will definitely be in my collection of Blu-rays. Infinity War. The greatest superhero movie of all time. And yet for me there was just one thing missing. The Silver Surfer. In my opinion, Thanos' most notable adversary. I realize Marvel did not have the rights to the Silver Surfer at the time this movie was made, but it's not the case now. With the events of Infinity War still fresh in my mind, could the Silver Surfer make his appearance in Infinity War Part 2, along with other big cosmic forces? Perhaps it's too late. Perhaps Marvel has acquired the rights after the second part was already written and in the works. I have learned over the years to never expect a movie based on comics, a novel, or even a manga to follow the source material to the T. It would be something for me though, if Norrin Radd were to appear in Part 2. I am just some guy, and the only thing for me left now is to wait and hope. Hello again, dear Internet. I am so excited to be here once again. If this is your first time tuning in to my channel, please like, subscribe, or leave a comment. I plan on making more videos in the future. Please tune in again next time as some guy talks about Rick and Morty.
Rick, what's going on?
I got a surprise for you,
It's the middle of
Morty.
the night. What are you talking about?
Come on, I got a surprise for you. Come on, hurry up. Gotta get.